Pretty good prize list there, Earl. The backdrop there is the Frank K. Baker Trophy.
Very nice trophy, as you mentioned. I've got 2 of those, Mike, and I'm very proud of those trophies. They're beautiful, unique, very unique trophies.
Barry Forkel trailing by 21. The 7th is a little slow, but it went.
He's got his confidence back now, so we should have a wonderful match the rest of the way. Ken Johnson's throwing the ball very well. And we've already seen what Forkel can do once he gets his confidence and his concentration going. Again, this is the key lane for him. He struck on it last time.
Be interesting to know what was going on in his mind right now. If he's thinking, stay aggressive and keep the speed up. Getting the breaks today, Earl. That 6th pin goes down so late.
There's no question that was a big break for him, and really more. Here's a good look at that shot, and watch the pin come off the wall. You see the head pin go to the wall, come back, and kick out the 6-10, and the reaction. Meanwhile, back to the
Did you see that 10 pin go so fast? Well, this guy's ball looks like it would never leave anything. Puts it right back to him. Takes an 11-pin lead. We got 3 frames to go, and everybody's striking. Well, he almost got that off the wall, but leaves the 5-pin. Feet were really flying the line that time.
Yeah, and the ball reaction was different. He got that ball into the middle of the lane a little more, so he was in the oil longer, so it didn't quite make the turn. And actually, as the ball was going down the lane, you could see the oil on the ball that he'd picked up on the ball, and it just skidded that extra inch or 2 was the difference between a strike and the wall shot 5-pin.
10 pins the difference right now. Forkel can even the match on his good lane. Can't throw it any better than that, can you?
That's as good as you can get him. They're all tearing the pit. Now we come down to key frames here now, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And as most matches, as you mentioned last game, Mike, it generally comes down to those last 2 or 3 frames. And the guy that performs in the clutch is generally the winner.
And the difference in money is just so great at that point when you get to this level and in this position right now.
I think more importantly for Forkel is to continue to concentrate well, because if he does make a mistake, you don't get away with him forever. And it could be very costly. So he has to maintain that ball speed.
You got another break.
Another break. That could have very easily have been the 3-6-7, which would have been a very difficult spare. As it is, he comes up with a very makeable, very easy spare for a player of his ability. And Ken Johnson's breathing a sigh of relief right here, very much in the match, and a chance to really put this match away with some strikes.
Well, 2 pins the difference. Ken Johnson stepping up in the 8th frame right now, leading by those 2 pins.
Shot that was. And he is pumped. He's ready. This guy wants to win bad, and he's out there to do it. He's going to put it to Forkel. He's going to make him earn this one. He's not going to steal one here.
Well, plus he just seems zeroed in on both lanes, especially the right lane. So the key shot has got to be for him right now.
Again, it comes back to the mental thing. Now, all right, last time he was light on this. Is he going to make an adjustment, or does he really feel he didn't throw the ball quite as well as he should have? Let's see what he does. softer. Great shot. I'm impressed. He is going extremely well for a guy that's never had a chance to win a tournament before, a national tournament, and he is really, really making great shots. Forkel has to feel he needs more. He needs 4 strikes in a row to have a chance to win.
There's one of the 4. The key one is got to be this first one, though.
First one is the one that will give him confidence to get the one in the 11th. The first ball here in the 10th frame is, as you mentioned, is very important.
Boy, going through his mind, though, is, he's been high on this left lane, but the last frame he was light. So he's got to make a perfect shot in order to get it to the 1-2 pocket.
That's probably exactly how he feels, and that's not good. He should just go up there and make a good shot, not try to be perfect. Trust his ability.
Again, he made a move or something that time. That ball skidded a long way.
He looked different. He looked like he was tentative, like he really didn't get through the ball well. It just it kind of floated on him, and you can see there he's making a gesture like, oh, I got my elbow out there. And if you get your elbow out to the side and go around the ball with your elbow, it's not going to finish well, Mike, and that's probably what he feels he did, because he was gesturing in that manner.
3-5. If he makes this, he's still not out of the match.
Tough spare.
That's why. He's pretty much handed it to Ken Johnson right at this point.
Stay behind the foul line is all Ken has to think about, and actually, it always comes down to that same thing. I got another game to bowl for the title. I don't want to lose that edge. I want to stay mentally sharp, so he wants to make good shots here, even though he's won the match.
Well, he could afford it right there, couldn't he?
But it was a great shot. He really was rolling the ball well. We should have a wonderful championship match, Mike.
Well, the interesting thing about Ken Johnson is he let his PBA membership lapse this year, and so he is no longer a member. If he wins this tournament, he does not get the 3-year exemption into the Firestone Tournament of Champions.
That's a costly error. If you want to consider it, maybe he's happy not to be a member of the PBA, and different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah, that's true, too. Eric Forkel, though, is going to add $20,000, $20,600 to his already impressive earnings. It's going to put him up close to $130,000 so far for this year.
Not bad. It's only the first part of May. That's a pretty good start.
And it finishes with 233 to Eric Forkel's 214. Outstanding game for Ken Johnson. Eric Forkel bowled well today, but is going to wind up finishing 3rd in our championship match. It'll be David D'Entremont taking on, boy, it seems to strike forever, Ken Johnson. Now we're going to take a look at this week's championship frame. In our opening match, Eric Forkel threw a lot of strikes. This was the one in the 9th frame and was kind of the lockup shot.
And Eric had it going his way, Mike, as you've noticed all afternoon. And this gives you kind of an indication how things are going for him.
And our final score was 234 to 203. Forkel moved on to match number 2. In that second match, in the 10th frame, he needed something here. He needed a good count. Did not throw the ball very well. Went right through the heart of the pins, left the 2-4-7, Earl.
And the key there was that he didn't split, Mike, and that's what it was all about. Here's a look at the score and see how close it was.
Well, he had a strike on the last ball because he didn't split that first ball in the 10th frame. In our third match, Forkel's in the 8th frame here. He can take the lead with this strike.
And this is his toughest lane all day long. When he had trouble, he had it on the left-hand lane, and you can see the result there. No confidence in the shot coming up in the 10th frame. He got the open. The match was over.
And Johnson moved on. Final score 233 to 214. So our final match is going to be Ken Johnson going against David D'Entremont. There you see the American Bowling Congress sign, and we come down to one final game for this year's ABC Bud Light Masters Championship, and Ken Johnson's going to start it off on lane 31. Closing that thumb hole because it feels so good.
Just wasting the time.
He had an errant shot the first frame the last game and got it open. This time he has a chance to throw one poorly and still get a spare. Somehow the pressure changes a little bit from that semifinal match to the championship match.
That's what it all comes down to. It was a long, hard week, a lot of games, a lot of heartache, a lot of good things happen, a lot of bad things happen. It comes down to one and the title and all that prestige.
Of course, last year when Doug Kent won it, we went to overtime and had a tremendously exciting final. What will happen this year?
Well, here's our first look at the tournament leader. And folks, you want to see a ball rev up. Keep an eye on this one.
Boy, soft and tentative with that shot, the 3.6910.
Almost casual, almost just walked up and said, well, I'll throw it and see what it does. Here's a good look at the release of Dave DeAntremont. Now watch the rotation he gets, and it's also effortless. That strong wrist. And Mike, I have to agree, he was very tentative, very soft with that shot. Difficult spare.
Well, both players a little apprehensive in the first frame, but both of them get out of it with spares. Need to get those jitters and butterflies out and settle down. You would think that Ken Johnson would have that out of the way right now.
Well, you would think that he would be a little more relaxed after winning his first game, but now he's bowling for the championship, so it comes right back to the pressure. Where one mistake could cost you dearly.
Well, that kind of rolled out right at the pocket. It rolled right solid in the 1-3.
Yeah, all that angle and all that rotation, it's very hard for anything to stand up when the ball hits the 1-3. Look out.
3.610. Stares at it in disbelief, but he's got to convert the spare right now. He went high on his fill ball on this lane. With the split on his last ball, but it just looks like when the pressure gets greater, his feet get faster.
The ability to throw the ball hard is so important in today's game. The lane conditions and the type of bowling balls that are available, if you can generate ball speed, you have a huge advantage. And I think that's something that you'll see in all 5 of our players today on the telecast have had that advantage of being able to throw the ball hard when necessary. This young man can throw it extremely hard. And I think that's what he's going to have to do is get back to throwing the ball very firm and not be quite so soft with it. There's a little more ball.
Well, when he gets it in the 1-3, he hasn't left anything yet except that solid 9 in the 10th frame of the semifinal.
When it didn't matter, yeah. Well, let's see if the adjustment is the lane or if he made a mental error or just a physical error in that first shot here where he went high.
You know, in practice, I saw him leave a couple of 2.810s, and I wonder if on this lane, I wonder if it's in the back of his mind.
Very possible. It's a mind game.
Rolled out of the pocket again, but this time only the 4-pin.
The striking machine. This man can throw strikes forever. Once he gets it going, it just doesn't seem he throws 8 in a row, 9 in a row like most of us throw doubles.
At the 4-pin, throws it straight at it, no turn at all. Earlier this week, we had the presentation of the Collegiate College Champions. There he is, Eric Cox. Award is presented by Brunswick and was given to him by Brian Collins from the University of Florida there, Earl.
I watched him bowl. I watched him compete, and he was extremely well. I came down to the last game. He came through in the clutch when he had to. He only won it by a few pins, something like 15 or 20 pins. It was a good match to watch. It was fun to watch.
A lot of room.
There's that rollout. Now, there's the advantages of getting all those revolutions